Hello, and welcome to Ignite News from Mohawk College.
I'm Megan MacArthur.
And I'm Sam Hout, and later we'll be joined by Maria De Teresa and Emily Thompson for the latest news at Mohawk College.
But first, let's check out what happened at this year's Oktoberfest.
The Black Forest Inn incorporated a Bavarian tradition to help them celebrate their 50th anniversary. From October 5th until October 8th, Ferguson Street transformed into Oktoberfest. From beer to sausages with sauerkraut, the Black Forest Inn kept things rather traditional, including the live street musician. 1 year ago, Paul Wells bought Black Forest Inn from Wolfgang Schoen with a promise to stay true to his roots.
For us, the main thing would be to continue the tradition that has been established in this restaurant. It's a very generational restaurant, so we get 3 or 4 generations sometimes in for dinner.
At Oktoberfest, they joined together to cut the 50th anniversary banner of the restaurant. The mayor, Fred Eisenberger, was there to give Schoen a plaque of congratulations for the milestone. Still to this day, customers from 50 years ago come to eat at the Black Forest Inn.
The most important thing is to produce and do what your customers want you to do. You know, you have to please them to come back, and it makes you feel better yourself.
If you missed this year's Oktoberfest celebration, keep an eye out next October for the 2nd annual Oktoberfest. For Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Samantha Zeitz.
Recently, Niagara College became Canada's first college to offer a marijuana production program, but the decision is turning heads with marijuana not set to be legal until next year. Andre Billiard has more.
Walking through a college garden, it's hard to imagine marijuana being grown here, but that's just what Niagara College has in mind. Ignite News spoke with Paul Armstrong, Vice President of Mohawk College, to find out what he thinks about Niagara College offering Canada's first ever marijuana production course.
I would say that I think Niagara is being very proactive in their planning. It's a good fit for them based on areas of expertise they already have.
Rebecca Isawa is the program manager of Mohawk College's continuing education program. Isawa agrees with Armstrong that if Ontario colleges were to start growing marijuana, it makes sense for Niagara College to be the first.
It certainly seems relevant. It falls exactly within Niagara's wheelhouse. Considering the horticulture programs that they currently have, in addition to their specialization in beer and wine production.
Armstrong added that Niagara College has a head start on other schools, having experience dealing with some of the laws that would undoubtedly accompany marijuana production.
It aligns fairly well to what they're doing, and also both wine and beer are already controlled substances that has a lot of regulation around them, which obviously cannabis would be as well, so they have experience from that aspect.
Both Armstrong and Isawa said it would take special circumstances for the college to consider following suit.
Well, I would never say never. However, from Mohawk's perspective, it's not really aligned to what are our strength areas.
If it would fall within relevancy, if it would fall within alignment, and if it would fall within students getting jobs, those are our key considerations for evaluating new directions.
Armstrong wouldn't count out the possibility of a marijuana-related program, but said Mohawk is more likely to pursue other avenues instead.
We offer a wide range of programs in other areas such as business, and this is a business. But on the production side, I would say it's probably not something we would envision at this point in time.
The question remains, is Niagara College ahead of the curve? Only time can tell. One thing is certain though, you won't see pot being grown here at Mohawk College anytime soon. For Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Andre Billiard.
Niagara's 66th annual Grape and Wine Festival is held in downtown St. Catharines. Last Saturday started off with a parade, and going into the afternoon, wine vendors began to open up. Grape and Wine offers live music, food, a VIP lounge, and of course, a variety of wine.
It's 3 weeks of programming that includes Discovery Pass experiences at the wineries. It's the Montebello Park food and wine experience that you see now. Live entertainment, homegrown markets, seminars. It's just a whole bunch of activities, but it has huge economic impact for the Niagara region.
Grape and Wine is free to get into. Event-goers only pay for tokens that allow them to sample wines. From Riesling to Rosé, there is a variety of VQA wines offered.
With us today, we have our Momenti sparkling wine. That's a Pinot Grigio Vidal blend. We also have our semi-dry Riesling, which is a little bit on the sweeter side. And then we also have our Red Trillium Ripasso, which is new to the winery this year.
From September 8th to 24th, Grape and Wine attracts a few 100,000 people. What started out as a local event has become an internationally acclaimed wine festival.
I'm a big fan of Fielding and probably Riverview. I've been on a few wine tours in my day, and I always make sure I stop at those two wineries.
Niagara's next event will be the Ice Wine Festival, which runs during January. Reporting for Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Pearl Barkley.
There's a lot of events happening at Mohawk. There's a job fair in the Arnie, and there's a gaming party, and a lot of things happening at Surge. And Mohawk's men and women's basketball team hit the court.
The Mohawk Mountaineers men's basketball team played host to the Centennial Colts on Saturday afternoon at the D-Bark. It was a very close, exciting game, which saw the Mountaineers take the victory by a score of 89-88. The game was close from start to finish, and Mountaineers head coach Brian Yonker says the team played better on Saturday than they did on Friday.
Centennial's a good team, so it was nice to get a win that way, and the way that we won it was good. I think we got a long way to go, but our ceiling's pretty high, so I'm happy to get a win today. I don't think we were great by any means, but I'm happy to get a win.
Yonker acknowledges that the team made mistakes on Saturday and that they will need to go over it in practice as they prepare for their upcoming matches.
It'll be a lot of repetition. We got so many new guys. There's just so many things that we've been doing incorrectly, and all it takes is one or two guys to kind of not understand what's going on to make it a problem. So this week will be a lot about repetition.
Point guard Neil Santos had a strong game for Mohawk as he led the team with 18 points. He says the team played great, but will need to work on defense as there were too many turnovers. The Colts were able to capitalize a total of 17 points on Mohawk's turnovers.
I think we're going to pick it up on our team defense, especially for less turnovers and for our team. And for offense, I think we played great, but always for the next game, we don't ever settle down, so always play hard.
To cap off a very close back-and-forth game, point guard Jordan Martin secured the win for the Mountaineers with a 3-point buzzer beater. Reporting for Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Dale Montang.
After 3 consecutive seasons as OCAA silver medalists, the pressure is on for the Mohawk women's varsity basketball team. This weekend, they swiftly defeated Algonquin College in an exhibition game. By the end of the second quarter, the Mountaineers had already taken a 30-point lead and continued to dominate their opponents for the rest of the game. Despite their strong performance, head coach Kevin Duffy believes this season will hold new challenges for the team.
Offensively, I thought we played really well. We moved the ball really well. It's early, so our offense execution sometimes is not there, but that's to be expected, especially with a lot of new players on the team. We still have a lot to improve upon if we're going to compete for a championship again. We have a strong core of veterans this year as well, too, that I'm sure are going to carry us through and help the rooks out until we get everybody fully on the same page.
Almost half of the members of the team are in their first year. Veteran player Steph Rymack has taken on the role of mentoring some of the new additions to the team.
I've been here for a very long time, so if they have any questions, then I can give them my experience. It's not easy coming to a competitive level, but I feel like they're doing a great job.
First-year player Shaylee Dockstader says she's learned to appreciate the warm welcome from her teammates.
It's a big difference from high school, playing high school basketball, to here. It's more like competitive, and the team, like when I first came, it was like a family already, so it was nice.
The Mountaineers will play Niagara College on October 20th for their first game of the regular OCAA season. For Ignite News, I'm Cooper Townsend.
Mohawk College held its 8th annual volunteer fair located in the Arnie. 32 organizations participated in the fair, giving students a chance to gain volunteer experience. Andrea Bernesi, Student Events Coordinator, says there are many opportunities for the student body to get involved.
This is the 8th annual volunteer fair. We have the volunteer fair every fall, and it's a great opportunity for students to come in, check out community organizations, and to see how they can get involved within their community. We also have Mohawk College areas represented at the volunteer fair. So if students are looking at ways to get involved on campus or off campus, this is a great spot for them to be at today.
Claire Weber, Student Involvement Program Assistant, says volunteering is a great way to start building your co-curricular record.
So the co-curricular record is basically a non-academic transcript for everything that you do outside of your classes. So if you get involved with any of these organizations, we can actually track your hours on your co-curricular record, and then you get credit and acknowledgement for your volunteer effort.
One organization was Canadian Blood Services. They interacted with students by testing their blood type on the spot and was also giving out free information on donating blood. Bashi Ali, president of the Hamilton Community Rotaract Club, hopes to educate students on how to connect with their community.
This is actually our second time here. First time was a blast. Had a lot of connections with students who are really interested in actually connecting with the community. Really heartening to see, so we decided to do it again, and you guys haven't disappointed yet.
Mohawk Student Association also handed out tickets for a draw to win raffle prizes. Coordinators say the year was a success and they hope to be back next fall. For Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Celeste Boxall.
LAN parties have existed almost as long as PC gaming itself. But what exactly is a LAN party?
A LAN party is where people get together to play a bunch of computer games networked together, because it's far more entertaining to kill your opponent when they're right beside you.
LAN parties of old required everyone to bring their own computer. However, with college labs available, it makes the process much easier.
Well, when I was younger, I used to have LAN parties with my friends and always had a great time. And it was this was back in the 90s, and it was a bit of a hassle. And now, when I work here, there's a room full of computers that are already networked together, already ready to go. So it's pretty easy to do, and there's 40 of them, so we can have a lot of fun with a bunch of us.
These days, gaming is a common hobby. But with so much variety, LAN parties make it easy to find those with common interests.
Many of the students are really into it, so it's just a way for them to connect with the college and, blow off some steam and have a good time. Some people are playing Counter-Strike, sometimes people play Halo. I happen to be playing Diablo. So we have a variety of games. People play different things. I would say first-person shooters, though, are most common.
Mohawk LAN happens the first Friday of every month, and for more information, you can email Brian Maggi at mohawkcollege.ca. For Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Evan McFedries.
Since 2015, Surge training sessions in room I-208 at Mohawk College have been offering students a way to expand their entrepreneurial business skills. Program coordinator Natalie Reed discussed the purpose behind Surge and exactly what kind of services they offer.
We have mentors who are faculty who really help and guide these young entrepreneurs in growing their businesses. So I will have an initial sit-down intake meeting with them to see what their business is all about and who we can kind of connect them with, whether in the school or outside within the community.
With a credentialed background in social enterprise ownership, Megan O'Neill-Renaud directed a Surge event geared towards how millennials want businesses that have a social and environmental lens, and how to form a business that meets the needs of the next buying market.
I find that social entrepreneurs are coming out of college programs. It's the applied knowledge and a little bit more fearlessness, and not the need to keep the image of these big university business programs, that they're, well, I think I said it, fearless, and being more innovative.
More opportunities await students throughout the upcoming semester.
In the month of November, we have people talking about just different tools that you can use for success. So different spaces that you can use. CoMotion is coming in to discuss their space and how you can really sit down and use a desk instead of working out of your kitchen or your bedroom.
Check out the Surge office in iWing or online under Mohawk College's employment section for upcoming sessions. For Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Dylan Veenhoff.
Watching those games really brought me back to my high school days. The music was blaring, the crowd was pumped up.
Isn't that like the high school challenge you went to cover the other day?
It was. Check it out.
As you
you can see behind me, the bleachers are starting to fill up with McKinnon Park secondary students. They are very excited for tonight's high school challenge and anticipating a win against their rivals, Cayuga Secondary School.
Well, about 30 years ago, we were trying to figure out something different to do for a night show. And I was just getting involved with the fair board at the time, and it was someone who used to be on the board. He just said, why don't we do this thing with just getting the local high schools together to do relay-style games.
It wasn't hard for the McKinnon Blue Devils to get their school fired up before the high school challenge. As the games were about to begin, the crowd grew louder and louder with cheers, while Sam Richardson showed off his competitive side.
We've been practicing every day in the mornings, working on our dance moves, working on the skills. I think we got a good shot. McKinnon's gonna win.
Cayuga's team member Tyra Osborne also had some battling words for McKinnon.
We're going to kick McKinnon's sorry butt because they are going to get owned for the 5th time in a row.
Excited team members entered the ring and the first challenge kicked off. Let the games begin. It's a high school challenge tradition to open the games with a dance routine, and it's always a crowd favorite.
My favorite part have to be when we took the shirts off and the girls just went nuts. That was crazy. That was such a good feeling.
After each school performs their favorite dances, that is when the real games begin.
There were many games played during the challenge. Some were easier than others. Some that seemed easy proved to be more challenging with the strong wind conditions. The high school challenges run for many different reasons. Organizer Jody Eason explained why.
It's a way to get the kids out and excited about stuff, so maybe we get some camaraderie, some friendships, some spirit building, supporting the schools, and it just winds up, it has taken on a life of its own. It's a highlight of the high school experience now.
Although Cayuga was crowned the 2017 champions, it didn't bring down McKinnon's school spirit. Reporting for Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Emily Thompson.
How long do you think we can do this?
I'm feeling pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I'm in this for the long haul. While we do this, go check out Hamilton's largest eye contact experiment.
Hamiltonians locked eyes for the first eye contact experiment here in the city on September 23rd. The event was started in Australia and has spread to different cities across the world, including Toronto, where Ariana Strong first participated and volunteered in the event.
Standing in downtown Toronto and having people walk by and having to invite them in and share eye contact with them was really challenging, but it was really interesting too and beautiful.
Volunteers set up signs around Gore Park and encouraged strangers to stop and share a minute of eye contact, which was a new experience for some people.
It's really moving, I think, for us to come together and to just take some time out to connect, even if it's with a stranger, or maybe especially with a stranger.
But the experiment is not just a challenge for those passing by. Volunteer Katie McCrindle took on the event as a test for herself.
It is hard to share eye contact with people, especially strangers, for me, and I think that human connection is super important, and that we don't get a lot of that in our daily lives.
It was a great day for people to put their phones down and regain the human connection. For Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Sydney Vandervelde.
Emily, I don't know if I can look into your eyes for such a long time.
Well, Maria, I have something that may just help. How about the sweet sounds of Justin and Carly, two Hamilton artists who have some real talent?
Carly Bortolato and Justin Toido are fresh off the heels of a successful summer of music. The pair, who have been working together for about 5 years, spent their summer self-writing and producing 2 new songs.
We just released 2 songs together, which we're super excited about. So the first one is a duet that we wrote together that has a lot of meaning behind it. It's very, it has a lot of personal meaning behind it as well, so it's really close to us. The next one we wrote together as well is When the Lights Go Out. It's more of like a dancier track.
Writing music is something they work on as a team, and while it can be challenging at times, they agree that their hard work pays off.
When we're in this space right here, there's no
there's like a rule. There's like no emotion, like it's all about the song. It's not about, like, say if you come up with like 10 ideas or she comes up with 10 ideas or vice versa, and I say they're all not appropriate for the song, like that's not because I'm picking on you. It's because like we're just trying to make a good song.
Both Bortolato and Toido attribute part of their success to their high school music program, Bishop Ryan Expressions.
The thing with BR Expression is it helped a lot of the students, and I know like speaking for us as well, like helped us grow and immerse out of the shell that we were, you know what I mean, that we were so stuck in. And Mr. Tabone, the music teacher there, helped us grow in that sense and grow our confidence and really helped us musically.
If it wasn't for Mr. Tabone and BR Expression, like I wouldn't be doing this.
Be sure to keep an ear out for upcoming music from Carly and Justin. Reporting for Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Laura Sebin.
I'm Kirk Starkey. I'm a cellist, composer, and producer based in Hamilton, Ontario. I am the recipient of the 2017 City of Hamilton Arts Award for music. I started getting serious about playing the cello and making music when I was a teenager. I was very lucky to have the opportunity to study with the great Brazilian cellist, Mr. Aldo Perizzo, at the Banff Centre for the Arts in Alberta. And that started a lifelong journey with the cello that I'm still on. I studied at the Conservatory in Toronto, as I mentioned. I then continued to do my undergrad in the States, and then did an artist diploma in Germany. And then sort of after that, I realized that I wasn't really cut out for the orchestral life. I had the very special opportunity to become part of an artists' colony in the north of Italy called the Fabbrica Benetton. It's basically a creative laboratory established by the Benetton Corporation. I got to interact with some of the most creative people across the globe in a very unique environment, and I was in awe of the ability of these people to control their own output and have their hands on the material that they were making. And I thought this was a beautiful thing, and I've worked really the rest of my career to try and develop those skills. It's a great honor to win this award. I feel the list of nominees from Hamilton were exceptional, and it was an honor to be mentioned on the same list with them. I just wrapped Emma Rush's Canadiana project, her new solo guitar CD. I was the producer and engineer on that. Producing Rose Shaw from the Montreal Symphony in her solo viola CD. I'm producing a number of Hamilton artists this summer. I've got my fingers crossed for Anne with an E Season 2. And my album Songs of Sudbury is a solo cello record. I recorded here at beautiful Catherine North Studios in Hamilton, Ontario. Is available online on my website and via Bandcamp. I hope you enjoy it.
Toddlers had quite the day in Burlington at the Ireland House Museum, where they got a chance to learn and play. James Keith has the story.
Kids and their parents gathered for a fun morning full of stories and crafts during Toddlers' Day at Ireland House Museum. Toddlers' Day is a weekly program held at the Ireland House Museum in Burlington. This program allows parents to bring their kids and have fun while learning and interacting with other kids during the event. Lewis and Anna have been bringing their daughter, who takes part on a regular basis.
It's kind of like a classroom setting for her, and it gets her to learn and see what other kids are doing. I like the activities. It gets her involved. It gets her get dirty and messy.
And this kind of program helps her interact with everyone. And so far, she's very friendly.
Valerie Gear is a program coordinator for the event for the museum.
Well, I just say that it's a really welcoming environment, and there's lots of help here. We want to encourage you all to come, not to be hesitant. Just give it a try one time. Please try it. Just give it a try is all I want to say. Yeah. It's been really received well. We get return visitors, so we get a lot of parents who come back with their kids week after week, so I think that's a sign that it's doing really well. There's never been any complaints as far as I know, so I think that we're doing a pretty good job here, and hopefully they like it.
The program happens every week, and the theme for next week will be a pizza party. Reporting for Mohawk College Journalism, I'm James Keith.
You've heard of Downward Dog.
But have you heard of Downward Dog with a downward dog? Samantha Seitz has the story.
My Dog's Cafe and Bar in Hamilton hosted its first yoga event on September 27th. However, this event had a little bit of a twist. It wasn't just regular yoga, but doggy yoga. Pooches invited to the doggy yoga event could bring their owner to enjoy a nice evening of relaxation and treats. One of the yoga goers with only 2 legs had this to say.
It's teaching them how to follow your direction as well, right? So he didn't do very well, but we tried. It was our first time, so, you know.
The doggy yoga instructor explained how the partnership started with the cafe.
I've been to the cafe in the past, and we've just met through conversation. She was looking to do this event, so I was someone that has done yoga before, have a creative mind, and thought that I would be able to team up with her on it, and it seemed to go okay, so we'll see how it goes.
Doggy yoga also has training benefits.
Obviously, they like the treats, but it makes them obey what you're trying to get them to do, right? And it's fun. That's the big thing, the fun part.
Activity like this helps strengthen the connection with your dog. It's also a nice social event for the pooches and the owners. After the event, owners got to enjoy a nice cup of coffee and the canines enjoyed some healthy pup treats. If you'd like to give a new meaning to the downward dog, head on over to My Dog's Cafe and Bar. For Mohawk College Journalism, I'm Samantha Seitz.
And that's all the news we have for you this week. Now go out there and do some doga. For Ignite News at Mohawk College, I'm Sam Haupt.
And I'm Megan MacArthur. See you guys next time.